Alrighty. What's up, GoreCasters? Welcome back to the stream. Sorry that all broke down there for some reason. Don't know what happened, but we seem to be chugging back nicely. So, yeah. So, quick recap. We were up to the point where there was a chat with an altar boy, and he had to fuck off because the bells of Jesus rang, and he had to go answer them. And Stan
Hello,
has
Jesus.
decided to gobble on some body of Christ. And it's probably not the best of ideas, to be blatantly honest, I believe was the assumption we were starting to land on.
Well, yes, because it seems to perpetrate this fever dream that sees him at a Last Supper with all of his friends and the altar boy, and then talking to Jesus. And I'm sure it had nothing to do with the copious amounts of cocaine and booze that he had
also
before
after,
passing out.
Right.
You know, nothing to do with that.
He also literally eats Jesus. Don't forget that.
Yeah, very, very true.
Streams down.
I very much enjoyed the cannibalist. Very much enjoyed the cannibalist.
No, we're back. We're okay. Okay. Temporary delay. It's fine.
Okay. I very much enjoyed how they leaned into the cannibalism of Christianity.
Sweet zombie Jesus.
I always get a thumbs up. Yep. But unfortunately, his nice zombie Jesus dream turns a little bit dark after a couple of seconds, and it takes on rather hellish overtones, and it all goes a little bit odd shaped, and you kind of get the impression that, well, maybe all that horrible evil shit you've been doing your entire life to make sure that you're the number one shark in this great big pool has finally caught up to you, like the oil that is now choking all the life.
Conscience.
He kind of seems to grow a bit of a conscience.
Well, it's not even a conscience, really. It's more Stan's got regrets.
Stan.
Because you feel bad about burning the planet? No, I feel bad because I fucked Stan. That's why I feel bad. I fucked myself. That's the problem.
He's also potentially got some mad-ass inner demon, according to his dream.
Exorcist
so
and his assistant.
Yeah. Things go downhill very, very fast for Stan, and
so fast.
His bouts of religious proclamations become very much worse, and so does his ability to apparently affect the fucking temperature around him
in Stanville.
Yeah, at which point
I like that.
At which point the assistant is like, okay, this is definitely an issue, and we need to fucking
definitely an issue. Definitely.
I'm an expert. Because I talked to the guy while he was drunk. I got a nice one-to-one conversation. I found out some interesting details about his life and the fact that he comes from a bit of a family of drunks and hoo-hoo, baby. But and now all of a sudden he's talking in tongues. Well, he's not talking in tongues, but he's talking a lot of biblical. The heat is overbearing in it. So,
he's a lot more Bible quotey than I remember him. And
I didn't want to say a lot of nonsense because stuff and things. But anyway, so yeah, it's interesting because Stan really does have to come face to face with the literal inner demon of his own destructive impulses in what is easily, I think, the best visual of the entire 4 episodes so far, both metaphorically and regards visually.
It's a proper that escalated quickly kind of moment.
I thought I knew what was going to be. I really did. And then when you get the final reveal, it's like, oh, that makes so much sense that it's that though. That's brilliant. That is so poetic. I like it. But very much another case of people having to examine their lives, examine the choices they've made, the kind of people they are, the kind of monsters they've allowed themselves to become, what repercussions may come about from them, and the effects they have on fucking everyone around them, and in Stan's case, the God's damned planet.
So, before we say our goodbyes and everything like that, this is obviously just the tag on end for if anyone is just joining. There is another part of an episode that you'll have to wait until tomorrow now because it's probably rendering because it's being uploaded. But anyway, before we move on to our goodbyes and all of that, what's our thoughts so far halfway through Monsterland?
They're all very interesting studies in humanity, which is
there are also some fantastic studies in fine cinematography. To be blatantly honest, yeah.
I like the fact that while they are studies of humanity, there are actual physical monsters around for the most part. You know, bit of a question.
And number
definitely 1, 2, and 4.
I agree with Giz. Like, I definitely liked the kind of study on humanity thing. I wish there was a little bit more monster.
Because I won't lie to you, I have my suspicions about it too as well. I don't know if those shadow things are.
But it also kind of depends on, you know, like how you look at it, like what your definition of monster is in Monsterland. So in one aspect, in the other aspect, I wish there was a little bit more of this kind of thing. But like overall, like any kind of series, I'm still kind of a hit and a miss. Like I dug this one and this one, but not necessarily this one and this one.
You go on.
Good. I just like, because like when we discussed throughout the episodes, the thing I like about it the most is how our discussions went, where one person thought it was this thing, another person thought it was this thing. It's one of those things where it's like you kind of need, like we said, man, I should have looked at that a little bit better because I didn't see maybe this potential, avenue and stuff like that. Well, I mean that. Fuck you first. Fuck you. That's what I was talking about.
You literally just got tag teamed by myself and Giz. That was literally stereo.
I knew it was something because I saw Giz laughing.
Said it at the exact same time as me. I've just got a louder voice.
Oh yeah.
Like that's and we're spinning on my side.
Still good here.
Okay. So like that's why when we were talking about doing this, I was like, we should probably do 4 at a time because there is so much conversation to have about each episode, like my view, your view, stuff like that. Like it really can kind of take you down the rabbit hole of conversation, which makes it hard because this just came out. So you don't want to like delve too deep into it, but like,
well, I didn't mind delving into it today because it seemed everyone in the chat's already seen it. So.
Oh.
Which is why I was delving into it a bit more than I normally would.
Yeah. I already said Game's seen it because it was the one I've been talking to off and on about it.
Overall,
before I was rudely interrupted. I'm joking.
Overall, I thought it was I quite enjoyed all of them. To be blatantly honest, I liked the sheer out of left field ending with episode 1. I agree with Carter that like episode 2 for definite is I really enjoyed how nearly every single one of us had a different theory as to what the fuck was going on at the end of it, while still having a conclusive ending, because sometimes you find when you have one of those mystery endings where everyone's got a different idea, it's because they really haven't done a good job of finishing off the story, whereas you do get a very conclusive definitive ending in it. It's just also quite subject for interpretation. Episode 3 I just liked, plain and simple. The music was really cool. The whole New Orleans setting was fucking gorgeous. The way they shot some of it was fucking fantastic, especially when you get into her having the fucking realization of, I've been a bad mom. Really shouldn't have taken 14 years to figure that out, love. But anywho.
or 2 seconds if
you know
it
what I
mean.
Fuck you. Kids, they grow up so fast, don't they, Buzz?
I hear that.
Like I was kind of expecting more of like episode 4 and all of them. Just like that whole.
I enjoyed episode 4. Nearly it's mostly for the altar boy because he was a fucking delight. Just brilliantly, brilliantly written characters. Like you get this great impression of him having a much. Hey, Katie, how's it going? You get this great impression of him having a much older head on his shoulders than he should, and maybe that altar boy isn't a normal congregated member of the church. Who knows? Because he was speaking quite beyond his years.
Right.
So, just briefly, Katie said she only just got notified. I think, Katie, you'll find there was an entire episode before you got notified about this one.
This is the ending of the episode. As is customary, our stream went down, so we're just finishing it off.
You're on time for the
ending,
stream,
which is nice.
But also her alarm clock didn't wake her up to say, "Hey, go watch some cool shit."
You need to do alarm clock.
Right.
The fourth episode I thought was great just because you get, once the kind of possession side of things starts to kick in, you think it's going to go one way, you know, and I wouldn't have been upset with that way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you also, when he starts to get aggressive on himself, shall we say, you also think it's going to go another way, which you're kind of like, I wouldn't have been overly upset if it did go that way. But
right.
Sorry, briefly, there was another line in it that had me in stitches. He's sitting down, he's watching the video of himself doing the dress rehearsal, right? There's somebody with him. He asks her opinion. She says it. He goes, I don't pay you to lie. And she's just walking off going, yes, you do.
Hookers. They're so mouthy sometimes. Why I yada. Where was I? That hooker joke made me lose my spot.
You're on the fourth one about him going down on himself or something.
You think that's going to go one way, and then that also really goes left field, but it's very applicable to the story. As in, like, you're like, oh well, as you said, Giz, it's like, I did not expect that. Makes total fucking sense, but I did not expect that. Overall, I quite enjoyed it. I'm actually very much looking forward to getting stuck into the final 4 episodes. Stream down. Stream back. Perfect. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to getting into the final 4 episodes. We might not do it next week. We might leave it a week, and then I'll figure it out for definite by Sunday show. But other than that, join myself and the kids this Sunday, where we are going to be talking about some horror movies that are influenced by some craziest inventions in horror, as that will also be the episode we're doing on American Horrors, which I will get a little bit more into that momentarily. And other than that, don't forget to do the usual YouTube shit. Hit the fucking like and subscribe button, ring the bell, because supposedly it does notify you if we go live. Supposedly. Supposedly.
That's from Ireland.
And how you pronounce the word. There's no B's in supposedly. Or supposedly.
Depends on how you pronounce it.
Yes, but if you go by how you spell it, there's no B. You know, it's not even. It's the end. You know, screw it. It's the end of the show. It's fine. Anyway, also as another treat on Sunday night, myself and Giz are back with a brand new episode on American Horrors, 8:30 p.m. CST, and whatever that equates to is GMTs, only on American Horrors, where myself and Giz are going to be talking about some craziest inventions in horror. There might be some Necronomicons up in there. Might be a bit of Jigsaw up in there. Might be some other Lovecraft. Actually, there's going to be, come to think of it, there's going to be a lot of Lovecraft-related tomfoolery, or Lovecraft-themed tomfoolery. Reanimator.
Good point.
We won't get into it. You're going to have to watch the episode on Sunday. There's going to be, there's like 3 there, and I'd say as a rough rule of thumb, there'll probably be about 7 more. Who knows? So, as is customary, myself and Giz have a trailer that will fill you in on everything about that. But other than that, join myself and the Giz and Buzz and Carter next week, where we're going to be talking about some other sort of mad horror bollocks. GoreCast Outskis. I think it's this one.
Tighten the capacitors. Hold on. Okay, we gotta get under the hood. Just a little bit. There's a little bit of sparkle. Hey, how are you? Oh, you're just the guy I was looking to see.
Why?
I've been working on this new way of boosting productivity within the GoreCast. I needed to do some tests with you, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
First one's an eye exam.
Man, I can barely see out those.
It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Right. Yeah, so if you just stand here.
Okay.
Perfect. And I will be back in just a sec. Go over here. If you could, very nicely and very easily push your left hand over your eye for me, please, and read out the letters that are on the board. That'd be great. Thanks.
8 T Q. Yeah, so I think that's an O. Okay, that one's a Q. That's definitely 100% a Q.
Oh, cute. Very interesting. Good to have it, yeah.
I think that's T. Yeah, that's T.
Yeah.
8. Got it. I think it's 8. Yeah, okay, that's definitely a Y.
Okay, that'll do. I need you to sit down here now. Make sure you take a good hop up on there.
Okay. What the hell is that?
It's to do with the productivity experiment.
What the fuck does sticking a probe up my arse have to do with boosting productivity?
I didn't stick a probe up your ass, you mad thing. It's a rocket. It's completely different thing. See? You wind it up. That primes it, and then you just flip the button away. Work harder. Anyway, gives me a good idea for an episode. Join us up for the kids this Sunday, 8:30 p.m. CST, whatever that equates to is GMT's Onion American Horrors. We're going to be talking about mad scientists, crazy vampires, demon underlords, and everything, as myself and kids discuss the craziest inventions in horror.
Don't forget, if you enjoy our Madcap GoreCast horror hijinks, we stream 3 nights a week over on YouTube, Mondays, days and Sundays, where you can see a little bit of this. Turd spoon. God damn. I don't know what a fucking turd spoon is, but I'm mad to...
Yeah, it's pretty in-depth.
Most definitely some of this.
With a new 2009 twist. She pulls out of her vagina.
I'll give it to her though, because like, you know how like magicians kind of like do something like she took that dramatic pause.
And occasionally some of this.
Our favorite Halloween movies.
What's up,
And the rest
GoreCasters?
is-
Welcome back here to the GoreCast. Yeah, okay, I'm here. I'm back.